All right, developing news in the investigation into Breonna Taylor's killing by police. New today, the Louisville mayor will be investigated for his handling of the case. The Louisville City Council releasing a press release saying that they will be investigating, quote, the action and inaction of the Fisher administration. This news coming a month after attorneys for Breonna Taylor's family accused the mayor and the police department of withholding information to cover up the truth. This week marks 4 months since she was fatally shot inside her own home 8 times after police used a no-knock warrant to gain access to her apartment. And there have been 0 charges. 1 officer, though, has been fired from the police department. Protesters continue to fill the streets in Louisville, Kentucky, in fact, marching for racial justice, not just there, but across the country, all of them demanding charges in the case of Breonna Taylor. Hundreds gathered at the Attorney General's house in Louisville demanding action. 87 of those protesters, believe it or not, were charged with disorderly conduct and trespassing. One of those arrested protesters joins me now, Portia Williams, star of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Portia, great to have you with us. Thank you so much for joining us. First of all, yeah, tell me a little bit about your decision to join the protest and subsequently your arrest and release.
Well, I decided to join the protest because just like many Americans, feel it's just a complete injustice for it to now be 125 days that we are waiting on justice for precious Breonna Taylor's life. And for me, love is an action word. So I can't just sit at home, post on Instagram, etc., and feel like I'm doing something to help this push forward. This entire situation needs to be escalated to the next level. And for me, whatever it takes to make that happen, I will happily be a part of that. I happily sacrifice myself in my freedom in that moment to raise awareness for Breonna Taylor. Just because it's not in the media, just because, you're not seeing it on social media as much as you were before, her life matters more than ever now. If we don't seek justice for her, if she never receives justice, that's an injustice to all of us, African Americans, all humans. So at this point, I'm infuriated. I actually would love this to go to the Supreme Court. I don't believe that Louisville is investigating this properly. It's completely botched. And so I am definitely here to use my voice, my platform, my very body and being to seek justice for this beautiful African-American queen.
Tell me a little bit about the experience that you had with Breonna Taylor's mother, a woman who I've had a chance to speak with on the air here. I know that you posted about spending some time with her. Talk to us about that experience, what you told her, what she told you.
Breonna Taylor's mother is a very strong spirit. I only was able to meet her briefly. She actually sat outside of the jail and waited on all of Until Freedom, the organization I was with, until we got out. And when we got out and I gave her a hug, I could feel her strength. I could feel her being thankful that we were out there trying to give her daughter a voice, making sure her case gets the justice, making sure that these cops are being arrested for the murder. She is a very strong person and I admire her, and I definitely want to, admonish everybody to continue to pray for her, and hopefully I'll be able to have other conversation with her in order to bring more light to Breonna Taylor's case.
Portia, tell us a little bit about what you plan to do now for this case. Obviously, you said love is an action word. You went to those protests. Protesters were arrested. But where do you see the public pressure campaign against officials in Louisville for some kind of action against these police officers?
I do think it's a start in that they're investigating Greg Fisher. I think that it is incredibly negligent for any of them to be able to lie down comfortably and sleep in their homes while Breonna Taylor wasn't afforded that right. And nothing has been done. When we were actually jailed, there was a statement put out by their Attorney General, Daniel, basically saying he's been investigating, etc. We all know from the facts that have been put out here in the public that this investigation was completely So it has to be escalated to the next place. The number one concern for me is the fact that they're investigating themselves. That cannot be the place. That cannot take place at this moment. Me just being in their precinct, they're all friends. They're buddies. So if you listen to the investigation tapes as the interviewer is interviewing the police officers, she's actually putting words in their mouth. That's a known tactic to help their own. And, you know, this is the good old boys club. We are at this moment in Black Lives Matter trying to dismantle white supremacy within our police system and the entire system. So yes, we absolutely need an outside group to come in and investigate this. They cannot police themselves.
Yeah, so just to pick up on that, you don't believe that the officials in Kentucky, in Louisville right now, could credibly investigate what happened to Breonna Taylor. You think, at least from what you've seen and learned so far about this case, there is some kind of, not maybe intentionally or not, but a cover-up of what actually happened?
There's absolutely a cover-up. When you turn around and you create Breonna's law banning no-knock warrants, but yet the cops are lying and saying that they actually did alert her when they entered into her home, that is not true. They actually said that they thought drugs were being mailed to her home. Well, but there is a complete statement from their mailing system who actually said that that is not true. They have not had anything being shipped to her house, you know, in such a number that they felt they needed to alert anybody. So there are so many different things that are wrong in this case and so many different levels of cover up that we as a people demand that there be an outside investigation. I personally demand that the Supreme Court please step in and create justice. Listen, if she does not get justice, you have to know that the unrest that we are living in now is only going to get worse. And I do believe that our country wants to. I would pray that they would want to make sure that everybody feels like equal humans on this earth. The fight against racism is not just against black or white. We're fighting for humanity. People are out here being treated as if they're not even human. So if anybody loves America, if you love your fellow brother and sister, no matter the color, I would ask you to use your voice to help push this case to the next level for Breonna Taylor.
Portia Williams, we appreciate you lending your voice to our program tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.